Thank you, Chairman Wood, for allowing me to participate today and to offer some initial comments. I have been communicating regularly with Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley and the county's lobbying team, and you've heard from them today, and who also, the board was here in Sacramento last week to share their concerns, and I've heard that word a lot today, concerns about the impacts any changes to the Mental Health Act will have on providing critical care services to at-risk populations. I want to thank the Senator for taking on this noble cause, this huge undertaking, and clearly by listening to the comments and the informational hearing today, it's a very complex undertaking. So just to echo some of the thoughts and comments that have been making, that I want to acknowledge the role Orange County has played, or their performance has been a leader, and how they have implemented their current funding, the MHSA funding, to tailor programs that meet the unique needs of the county. In fact, Sacramento Mayor Steinberg recently was quoted in the Sacramento Bee applauding Orange County as the only county meeting the required standard of the act, and saw a 17% drop in people experiencing homelessness from 2019 to 2022, even while the statewide homeless rate went up. And so the success is not a coincidence, and this is the county's key point. What they're doing seems to be working, and Orange County has historically supported legislative efforts to modernize MHSA funding, including sponsoring legislation to expand MHSA innovation funds to better meet the mental health needs of persons in custody. And while the August 15th amendments to this bill are a step in the right direction, there are still concerns that need to be addressed as the legislation moves forward. And just in the interest of time, I'll just focus on one. It's still, the current versions of the bill still results in significantly less funding for core services. In Orange County, shifting 30% of MHSA revenue away from mental health services will reduce funding available for the existing core mental health services that are currently being provided, and you've heard some of the people reference that today: specialty outpatient services, in-home crisis services, peer and family support, and outreach and engagement. And this reduction is by approximately $131 million annually. And in terms of suggested amendments, Supervisor Foley and the county's lobbying team have provided me with the following, which the Board of Supervisors this morning approved earlier today. Instead of specifying rigid program category percentage requirements, provide more flexibility. We've heard a lot of that word, flexibility, within the funding categories instead of rigid percentages, by establishing targeted percentage ranges or minimum percentage floors, or allow fund transfers between program categories to allow the counties to respond to economic fluctuations and better meet local needs and priorities. Number two, to remove the strict subcategory percentage requirements to allow counties to provide consistent, stable funding for programs and successfully meet the unique needs of their communities. Number three, provide time phase-in for transition to the new category requirements, the revised planning process, and enhanced reporting requirements, which will require additional staffing, training, technical assistance, and system changes. And finally, increase the flexibility for capital funding for the housing to support associated infrastructure needs. So bottom line, you've heard this a lot today, flexibility, the rigidity in the bucket allocation of fundings perhaps does need to be worked on. So I appreciate your consideration on behalf of Orange County to their concerns. And so their concerns are still concerns, and I'll be expressing that in my vote today. Thank you so much.